So the left-hand one now is the drill, obviously, that's showing you with the stick, just to reinforce what we're talking about there in terms of how we're going to set it up. Okay, obviously alignment stick there through your belt loops and so on, and a stick or a club or even a wall, probably about a foot or so behind the back of your heel. Okay, roughly speaking. If I'm here now, that's where the object's going to be there, roughly speaking, about a foot behind me. Okay, and in terms of the movement, I said from last lesson we talked about the hips rotating on the way back. Your hip turn now, you can just see the stick. I mean, really good, yeah? Really good sort of 45-degree angle there. Your hips have definitely gone that way on the way back. So that's really, really good. And now the sensation is from here, you're going to move your hips towards that stick as you rotate, or move and then rotate. If you just rotate from here and come back this way, the shoulder goes down, your stick on the end here will not reach the stick in front of you there, okay? So as you come back now, you can see as you start moving, you pause there. There you go. There you go. So you see your hip now moving towards the stick.
Yeah.
Shrinking that gap up between the stick there. Coming back into impact. Really good impact there. Your left side now is vertical. Your right leg is leaning in. So if I just go to the impact there and show you that here, we've got a straight line. So a straight line kind of down there, and then your right leg kind of leaning in, so you're kind of in this position, you're not back here leaning back behind it. So a much more efficient impact position, and obviously then twisting through, hitting the stick behind you, really nice width through, and then a good rotation. Obviously arms, I think, trying to miss the stick a little bit lifty there, but that's why I say I wouldn't hit full shots with the stick there. Now in terms of when you hit the golf ball, this is your practice swing. Now again, we'll see the falling over slightly. Hip turn on the way back, really nice. Okay, really good movement there with the lower half, turn hips nicely away. Top of the backswing, phenomenal. Okay, as we get into the golf shot now, as we start coming down, the hoop behind you, you'll see as you start coming down, starts disappearing, yeah?
Yeah.
So you've moved to your left side, that's really good. Now, what happened? You moved to that left side, because you moved there now, that's a really good position, but you're not used to being there. Then as you rotate and twist through, you're like, whoop, I'm not quite used to being that far over, and the leg has to sort of kick through. When you put a ball in the way, okay, same sort of position now with the hoop, okay. Again, same really good hip turn. You start coming down here nicely, okay. As you look at it, it's not quite disappeared as much as the hoop, is it? So your weight now is kind of hung back just a little bit, because that's still that kind of familiar ground. If we sort of put 2 lines or 3 lines down here, okay. So there's where you've often been in the past. There's where you want to be, and sometimes in practice you get there. If you go too far this way, you just topple forward and fall over, okay. If you hang back on the red line, hit the ground behind the ball. If we can get yourself into that green on a consistent basis, lovely strike of the ball there. Now you see the hip, the hoop's still visible. You see, you haven't gone as far as you did with the practice swing, which is fine, because that was actually quite good. And twisting through, much more width post impact, and this sort of extending and rising up as we see here.
It's okay.
You want that.
Yeah.
You don't want to be staying down to the shot and just you're putting so much stress on your spine there. It's no good. You can see when you do it there, it's a little bit kind of leany forward, almost trying to kind of do that a little bit too much, okay? So it's rotate on the way back with the hips, okay? So I'll just put this down. So take away, rotate the hips, tick the box, really good. Your hips on the way back there, Sean, you can see, rotated. Now we slide laterally on the way down, okay? You're doing that really nicely, okay? Then once you get to the sort of hitting position or the impact position, from here now, we extend and stand up. So it's rotate, slide, extend. What you sometimes did in the past was on the takeaway, you'd sway or slide on the way back. So your hips would go this way on the way back, okay? Then you wouldn't really rotate, and you just sort of stand up, hit the ground behind the ball, or thin it. So there'll be a low, thinny shot to the right, or just hit the ground behind the ball, okay? So those 3 things, I think your hips rotating now, tick the box, you're getting that pretty much all the time now. There'll be times maybe in the future to look back on that, but mostly speaking now your hips are just, you're aware of what your hips need to do on the way back, and you're doing that very, very nicely. It's in that second transition now from top of the backswing to move in that way. If we can get more of this when we're going on, that's really good. I mean,
I'm quite pleased with it, because
that's really good.
I was worried about.
No.
In fact, when you sent me the video last time, I was so excited to be. I'm always doing a full swing.
Yeah,
I never think,
exactly. No, you. I mean, the swing-wise looking, there's a lot of really. And if we just look at that movement there now, top of the backswing, and just look at that, and you see the guys this week in the Masters, you see that movement there, shift onto the left side as you come into the golf ball here now. The left leg and the club in a nice straight line, the right leg and the right knee kind of kinking in there. That's perfect. You've kind of moved into that impact position. Really good, as opposed to the past you've been back here. And this is almost the same with all shots. Drivers, obviously. If you're chipping, you start off in that position. Remember you did the chipping last time? So you want to start here, preset. There's your preset, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, make sense?
Yeah.
Happy days. Excellent.